Anyway.
All right, y'all. Let's go to this sad story here where we have another. I know that we're a bit late covering this, but we have another damn tragic story of a black person, just life being just taken by a white police officer that's unable to read the room. So let's just let's start it and we could jump into our conversation after it. This is hard to watch, people, but for context, we gotta play it. Here we go.
Breaking right now at 4, body camera video just released of the moment a sheriff's deputy shot and killed a woman in central Illinois. The video is disturbing and the reactions are emotional from the family all the way to the White House.
Lauren Victory has been going through the video. Lauren, the situation escalated very quickly.
Well, Jim and Marie, this police encounter turns deadly in just seconds, and we need to warn viewers the body camera footage is graphic, but not right away. The officers who were called to her home spent several minutes with her gathering information about the 911 call she initially placed.
Deputies arrived to Sonya Massey's house on July 6th after she reported a possible intruder. Body camera video shows them searching her property and taking special interest in a car with broken windows. They knock at least 5 times, and Massey comes to the door, mumbling something to Deputy Sean Grayson, who responds.
Why would it hurt you? You called us.
The conversation appears to be wrapping up about a minute later.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Then deputies ask more about that car and wind up coming inside Massey's house for some questions. They notice the stove is on. Massey goes over to the pot of water, and things take a fatal turn.
Huh? Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
rebuke you in the name of
better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Deputy Grayson's body camera shows his vantage point as he raises his weapon. Massey places the pot down, puts her hands in the air, and ducks. Grayson shoots.
That may have been a little unclear to see. So Massey said something about I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, and the deputy said something about you better not, I will shoot you in the face. Just minutes ago, Massey's father, James Wilburn, talked about seeing the video of what happened.
I kind of feel like, Roxanne, it's a dream. I'm going to wake up, but I just don't know kind of what to say. I saw this happen in the George Floyd matter. I saw this happen in the Breonna Taylor matter. And I had to say to God, why me? Why my child?
Her father went on to say she did have some mental health issues and at one time sought help. The Illinois State Police investigated and the Sangamon County State's Attorney's Office determined the shooting was not justified. Grayson was fired and is now in custody. He's charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. I'm Lauren Victor reporting live in the newsroom, CBS News Chicago.
I don't even know where to start with this shit here, man.
Man, what is?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was my bad. Yeah, I don't either, man.
Listen, man. I've said before, perhaps not on our platform, but I've said before, we have the wrong people policing our neighborhoods. And I think that's foundationally that's what the problem is. I also am very much aware that police officers just nationally don't have or severely lack de-escalation skills, and that's just nationally. But then I also recognize too that perhaps the people that should be policing our neighborhood is us, but it's just not enough of us that want to do it. And there's obviously a lot of implications to that. But yeah, that's I mean, there's just so much that I could say about this. We know at the core, it really is just racism in the regard that white people have for us still in this day and age, where where a white police officer who has a firearm and is clearly bigger than the sister Sonya. And if a tussle was necessary, he can do it without using lethal force. But somehow that's never enough for these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It's always let me draw my sidearm because that's what I have to resort to because I don't know any other way to deal with a black person. You know? So that's you know.
I would love to see. I agree with you 100%, D. We need to be policing our own communities. We need the ability to police our own communities because I would love to see that so-called officer literally like pulled into a public square and beaten alive. Like I would love to see like when something is as conclusive as this video, her being a young black woman, her being a young woman calling the police. When young women who are by themselves call the police, it's typically because they are in fear of something.
That's right.
So even if she was acting irrational once they got there, as you said, their de-escalation skills are supposed to be able to be enough to intervene. You saw her put the pot down and she came back up without it. And that's when he shot.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker needs to be, I can't say on here what I would love to see happen to him.
Yeah.
You know, and part of us policing our own communities is getting to people like him before the police do.
That's right.
And making an example. That's what the Italians did, right? That's what the mafia did, right? If you piss the mafia off, you do something to one of their daughters, you hope the police get to you before they do.
That's right. Because that's the only protection you have.
Because that's the only protection you have, and that's the type of. And then once you get locked up, they got people on the inside that are going to deal with you. And that's the type of energy we as black men need to have when our people, let alone our women, are violated in the way that this sister was.
Agree.
Hopefully that does happen. Yeah, that control continuum was crazy, man. Like, there's no way in hell nothing should have been drawn out towards this lady.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? There was nothing. I can understand she attempted to throw the hot boiling water to him. A taser wouldn't have been justified. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you could have ducked the water. You know what I mean? Like,
but she wasn't even throwing water. She just simply said,
"There's no reason." That was straight murder. I'm glad that they worked on it swiftly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Where he's getting charged with this, he lost his job and everything. I'm glad that happened at least.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It always happens around to me to make it a talking point around election time that this thing is happening like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's always a talking point or something like that. It has to happen for some reason.
Yep.
And I don't know why it's set up like that.
Well, I know why. So that one of these politicians or whoever's running for, you know, the spot of elected official has a cause to hitch to their election wagon. You know what I mean?
So you thinking that it could possibly be organized, like this guy was actually hired to do this just for that?
I don't want to go that far to suggest there's some type of conspiracy behind it, but I do know that this shit happens far too often. And I have to wonder what conversations are being had at the precincts by the captains with the deputies or the patrol officers before they go out. It's like, I don't, you know what I mean? What type of conversation is empowering these motherfuckers to feel like it's okay to approach a situation like this?
They didn't even, if I am, which I would never, like in an alternate universe, if I was an officer in there with them, I'm trying to de-escalate that situation when I see that this motherfucker is escalating the situation.
That's right.
You didn't even have that. You didn't even have anybody else that stepped in and said, "Hey, yo, chill."
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's all it should have taken is a "Hey, yo, like I got this."
The other officers should have been charged too.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
For a woman saying, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus,"
And,
like you that offended by that shit, nigga? Like, are you serious?
And taxpayers shouldn't be footing the bill for this either. It needs to be the police union that defends these motherfuckers.
That's right. That's right.
Once you start hitting their pockets, that's the only thing they understand, man. Like that's literally the only thing that they understand is when
I'm sick and tired of seeing murals of these slain people posted as heroes because they got murdered. You know what I mean? I'm sick and tired of that. It's like, what do you do in that situation? Like, yo, like men, y'all got to step it up the best y'all can. You gotta show a presence around the females, because just like a female going to the mechanic, the mechanic is going to try to juvie you out of some more money that you know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? You need that male figure to recognize the bullshit immediately, knowing your rights immediately, just in case they try to infiltrate your crib like that, right? And yeah, I'm just sick and tired of the stories, man, of that, man. That was horrible, man.
Yeah. No, it was bad. It was bad, man. But you know, obviously we needed to cover it. We're a bit late to it, but you know, nonetheless, it was something that we had to speak about. So, yeah, you know, I it's a difficult time for her family, and you know, we wish them all the best during this difficult time, man. It's such a tragedy, and you know, despite her mental issues or the problems with her mental health, she certainly didn't deserve that. Because what I saw when he drew his service weapon, I saw a woman go down in a position that suggested she was surrendering.
She's complying,
and she wasn't a threat. You know,
but this motherfucker she went down though. Anyway. Like she wasn't a threat, man. That's the thing, right, bro?
Yeah, you know. So yeah, he deserves everything that's coming to him. And maybe, just maybe, Felice Johnson is gonna catch up with his ass when he's in prison.
Well, Felice is out, but somebody like that, you know what I mean?
a Felice-esque person is gonna catch you.
My wish is the worst of everything for the rest of his life, and I would love for the rest of his life to be long, but I want a painful, long life that anybody could ever possibly have. Dog.
Yeah, that's fuck you, motherfucker. That's coming from the Daily Walk.
That's right. That is the truth.